Hello everybody, welcome back to the office that we just finished. I had another project I wanted to show you, kind of a little how to do. This door right here was not in the plans of the remodel, but since we got this all finished, it looks kind of ugly. So I convinced people I'm working for to have it painted. And so she went and picked the color, which is in my wallet because I'm about to go get some paint. Right now there is a paint shortage, and so they don't have all the paint that they normally have. So I'm gonna go there today because they're getting a shipment in. And hopefully I can get the rest of the paint that I'm gonna paint, the rest of the trim on these walls and everything, and then pick up the color for the door, and hopefully it looks really good. So we're gonna get started. We're going to end up prepping the door, taping it off, maybe take off the hardware, maybe not. And the hardware's gonna be painted the bronze color, oil rub bronze, which is the color of the doorknob there. And so it'll look and match really nicely. So this morning I did a bunch of errands for work and stuff. And then I came back and painted this, which is the window insert for that window, which we already had in there, but we took it back out. We didn't have a nail, we just had it set in there. And then we painted it for the first coat. So I'm gonna come back when we get back, do a little final sand touch up, paint that, and then we can install that, which will be really cool. So we'll probably add that into this video. But our goal for today's video, which will probably end up being tomorrow and some other days, is prepping and painting this door to make it look really nice. So you can see the trim is nice and fresh white. And this is like creamish yellow. Just wanna take care of that. This door has already been painted, so if you see little paint marks on the seals, it's not me, I didn't do it. But anyways, with no further ado, let's get into prepping and painting that door. Since my brush is already wet from painting that thing over there, I'm gonna come through and paint right where the color matches onto the trim, because I'll paint the white first, and then when I get the actual color paint, I'll come back and do, excuse me, do a nice clean cut of the tan brown there all the way down and around. But since I don't have to worry about that, I'm just gonna paint on sloppily right there and around. And then when I come back with color, I'll make it look nice and crisp. Okay, it's about time for the shipment. I was talking about for paint to be coming in, so I'm gonna go check to see if they have any. But I have a few painting tips I figured I would share while I was thinking about them. The first one is pretty simple. When you're painting, it doesn't mean you're a bad painter if your brush is completely filled with paint. But I try not to get the paint halfway, not anything past halfway up the bristles. So I'll dip it lightly and then brush. But if it's starting to run into your brush, it'll ruin your brush, and it'll make a mess. So if you can help it, keep the bristles clean and keep your brush clean as best you can. And then also, if you're brushing and not spraying or any other method that is a little better, you wanna make sure that your brush strokes are consistent. So if you're going this way, you're gonna make sure that you start your brush stroke and keep it continuous, and you don't want it to be start and stopping all the time, because then you'll see those start and stop marks all the way down. So I'll paint this section here, paint this section here, and then so on all the way down. And at the end, I'll run my brush all the way up or down to make it nice and continuous. So you can see all of the lines, and I probably can't see it, but all the lines are perfectly straight. So if you have to have paint lines because you're painting with a brush, then you're gonna wanna make sure that they're continuous. So anyways, let's go get some paint. Psych. Okay, I actually just called the paint company instead of going to them because I figured it'd save me some time, which it did because they do not have paint, which is a bummer. But they're gonna try to send it from a Washington store. So hopefully tomorrow, no, actually Monday, they said Monday because of the weekend. So hopefully Monday we'll have paint to finish the room. But in the meantime, I can take off some hardware, and there's a little door stop down there. And then I can sand a little bit on the door, prep it, that way the paint sticks well. And then also prep the hardware to get painted because we're gonna paint it again, that bronze color. So anyways, let's get to it. So while I'm here taping off the door seal, I figured I would give you another pro tip that I was thinking of. So have you ever struggled with taping off the rubber here, the seal? The easiest way I found to do it is to take a piece that's manageable, so about that long, and then you tape it to the door seal, overlapping the door seal on like an 1/8 of an inch, not very much. And then push it on the door seal, bring it in close here. Just like so. And so you see that it's taped onto the door itself. We don't want to keep it like that because when we paint this, there'll be a little line there. And so if we tape it to the door seal, we come back and we push it, it'll push it in just like that. And then you can tuck it in. And then you just go all the way down. Sometimes you don't even have to push it, you just slide down it like this. Ta-da! And then when you come back and you paint this, it'll be nice and easy. So again, just tape it overlapping a little bit and then come back and push your door seal and then slide it in like this. And then when you take it off, you'll just pull it off. So we have finished painting for the day, so I need to clean my brush. The easiest way I found to do it is just go to a sink, turn on some warm water and rinse it out. And then I usually just let the moisture stay in the brush as long as it's not up here towards the wood, because that will swell and then you'll end up losing some of your horse hairs, which is what this is made out of, because of the swelling of the wood. So I'll leave it damp, that way tomorrow when I come back, all I gotta do is bring it out like so and start painting again. Okay, like I said, we were wrapping up the day, so here's a little run through of what we just accomplished. We got all the hardware off except for the door latch because I need that to be on there to keep the building secure. And then we have taped and painted all the way around the door jamb once at least on the inside. So tomorrow we'll do the last coat, put the hardware back on. Tomorrow we'll sand the door, hopefully, and paint if I got time. And then we also did one final coat on the trim around the window here. So tomorrow when that dries, we should be able to plop it in bed. So anyways, we'll see you in the morning. Okay, so today is a Saturday and there are a few things I'd like to accomplish. And one of them would be painting the hardware on that door, the oil red bronze color, which includes that little stack of pieces there as well. And then I need to sand the door because there is a little paint lip right here that I need to sand it off. And then I'll need to scuff these up. That way the paint will stick a little better. And then I'd like to install that and then also do one more coat of white paint around the perimeter of the door. So anyways, let's get to it. Okie dokie, we got the door all prepped. We sanded the door itself, got rid of that ledge that was there, the paint ledge where they probably had an old, another style of door latch there, and when they painted and they replaced it with a smaller one, the paint was still, the line was still there. So we got rid of that. And then we scuffed up the bar and all these little pieces with a, one of these thingies. And that way it has something rougher to paint to stick to. Even then the paint will probably still wear off over time, but we can come back and touch it up. And then we're gonna paint the door that brown color once we get the paint. So we're gonna actually spray this first and then those pieces. And then we'll come back later when we have the paint and paint the door, and then we'll be all done. So anyways, let's get to cleaning these parts a little more so there's no dust on them, and then we'll start spraying. Okay, here's a few painter's tips. So these are all the pieces of hardware that we're going to be painting. I've got them scuffed up, cleaned, and set on this cardboard outside because I'm using spray paint, and you don't want to breathe that in, and the wind is blowing that direction. And I'm standing here, so that helps not breathe it in. And then I've got all the screws poked into the cardboard so they stand up so we can paint the heads of them. And then we'll come back and touch them up once we put them in. And then also this door is open, and I'm going to paint this. I'm not worried about taping it off because we're going to come back and paint the door itself later. And so we'll spray this too. So let's do it. Okay, we went to the paint store and they had paint. Isn't that awesome? This is the color they chose for the door. And so we're gonna take this and stick it on the door. Okay, check it out. It's all painted. Now, if you're using a brush and a roller, I recommend getting the nicest, cleanest nap you can on your roller. Let's see if I can find one here. So this is like pretty nice roller pad, and it's a 1/4 inch nap. So it's about as thick as I go. I'm trying to paint a metal door because then it doesn't look as bad when it's finished. See a little orange peel there, but that could be from the paint before. And then there's a few brush strokes that I might clean up later. But we got that painted and painted around, and then we're not painting the outside of the door. And so I just made the line right there, and when we paint the outside, it'll look nice and crisp. So we're gonna take off the tape and then install these pieces that are curing here in the sun onto there, and then we'll be finished. So let's install that and continue on. Okay guys, check it out. The door is finished. So I was actually expecting to do this much today, but it just kept rolling and it kept coming along. So we got the door actually painted, and then we got the actual hardware painted as well. Give you a little more of a close up here. Might be some more touch up later on once we get the actual trim here painted in, once we get the color for the wall, but the paint store still does not have any. And again, the paint on the seal, that's not me. That was there before, and I do not like painting after others because of that reason. Because then if someone looks at it, they're like, "You did a terrible job." But I did not. I did not paint the door seals. Anyways, there's a little bit of it. Looks pretty good. Pretty stinking good. And then I realized when I was explaining earlier about the paint roller, about the nap. The nap describes how long and its style of hair on the roller itself. So a 1/4 inch nap means that these little hairs are about a 1/4 inch deep. And then this is a professional grade one, so they're a lot closer together, a lot finer hairs. So that if you're looking for a paint roller, that is how you tell the thickness of the nap and then the grade of the nap, which is how close they are together. So the only thing left I got to do today is a little bit of cleanup, and then I'm gonna help my wife tonight. We're working on a skit, a little play for our church. So I've got to do that too. But anyways, that is it for the video, and I hope you enjoyed watching and hope you learned something about painting a metal door, an exterior metal door. I hope you think it looks good, because I think it looks pretty good, and it's gonna match well because they're gonna have dark wooden cabinets in here. I think it's gonna complement that door really well. But anyways, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below to let me know you're watching. And as an update, we are at 53 subscribers today, so we are growing, which is awesome. So, and I can't wait to make the next video. I don't know what's gonna be on yet, but we'll see. So anyways, we'll catch you later. Have a good one. God bless.